All right. We are going to look at CSS. We've done basics about CSS. You are going to go into more depth. Yeah, and we are going to look at CSS Grid, CSS Flexbox, and media queries and responsiveness. Right. Okay. Let's jump into it quickly. CSS Grid. Yeah, it used to create a grid-based layout system with help of rows and columns, makes it easier to implement web pages using instead of using float and positioning. Flex Grid makes it really easy. We are not going to dwell more on grid anyway. We are going to dwell more on Flexbox, which in my own opinion, I feel is much more easier to use. But grid is a very good tool, yeah, to help you lay out your page. And yeah, this is syntax. Display grid, right? Yeah, so that's what they call grid container. Also, you can read through this. Yeah, it helps you define grid lines on a grid container. Yeah. Yeah. So grid container, you can display sorry, I'm saying flex. I'm used to flex. You can display grid or inline grid depending on what you want. Yeah, these are so many properties you can use on your grid layout. You can use gap to separate spaces, separate between two containers or two boxes or something like that. Yeah, these are so many things. So what I did here, I gave some resources that will help you, particularly this first one, grid by example. Let's go there. You will see how grid works. Grid can help you structure your code the way you want it. Yeah, you can have three columns like this, depending on what you. This can be used for boxes, right? This one can help you structure your page. If you want this side to be like adverts, then this one will be the top. Then this will be the yeah. You can use grid to structure your code like this. Yeah, I think this is more practically in use. Yeah, so there are so many examples. All you need for this one, just click on it. It will show you the code, the example code, and the results. Right. So if I click on HTML, just imagine this is give you different classes, right? So if you run this and run this CSS, right? Yeah, you see display grid. That's initializing the grid type. Then the gap, that's the gap between these two guys, all these guys is it's 10 pixel. So this is the column. Um yeah. So for the boxes, yeah, there's nothing grid here anyway. I think where you use grid column is here. So there are a lot of examples here. You can actually play with this and probably get more insight on grid, right? So let's see. Let's jump into CSS Flexbox, right? I would have done some examples with you guys, but you can play with it yourself. So CSS Flexbox, we'll touch on this on the next video.